Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be discussing the Premier League title race. I hope you do enjoy. As always, if you do enjoy today's video, please be sure to subscribe. Firstly, let's start with who is in the Premier League title race. I do not believe that Nottingham Forest are. I just don't think that their recent history of league finishes and their squad depth necessarily means that they can sustain this run of form to surmount a proper title race. For me, there's four obvious candidates of teams: Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City and Liverpool. The question remains for the remainder of the season: can City turn their form around? Can Chelsea sustain what they are currently doing? Arsenal, are they still in the race? And finally, Liverpool, they look unstoppable at the moment, but how long will that continue? This season isn't even at the halfway point, and many people are saying it's Liverpool's to lose. They seem like the perfect team to discuss to begin this video with. So why can the Reds win the league this season, and what are the factors that could hinder their title charge? Liverpool have undeniable world-class players in Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. The latter has been absolutely extraordinary this season. He's got 28 goal contributions in all competitions to start the campaign. These players, unlike the two of the other three, forget about Man City, have actually known how to win a Premier League title. Yes, since Klopp's team that won the title, there's been a lot of squad change, but there's still Alisson, Van Dijk, Gomez, Salah, who were part of that title winning outfit. Not to mention that Liverpool's depth is definitely the best of all four teams in regards to their attacking depth. They really have a quality front line with very good players backing them up. Diogo Jota, Cody Gakpo, Mohamed Salah, to name a few. That coupled with, at the moment, they having the best defence in the league, conceding the least amount of goals in the Premier League this season. That could change though, because they've drawn the last two to Fulham and Newcastle, and defensively they have looked quite suspect, especially conceding 3 to a very good Newcastle team. Salah in those games has shown his pedigree. He has bailed them out and is a phenomenal force to be reckoned with. On this list, Liverpool are definitely the outright favourites to win the Premier League title. You also have to factor in with Liverpool, they do have that Anfield crowd that will back them through and through and give them the extra edge when it comes to tight games when they take place at their home stadium. One criticism though is very much like Emery in his first season. Slots points are being won in the second half of games when he gets the team in and makes tactical tweaks. That is very good short-termism, but he has to find a way to get better performance in the first half, otherwise Liverpool could come unstuck eventually. It also is to be known that they've got a makeshift defensive midfielder. Gravenberch, or as Liverpool fans call him, the gravy boat, has been exceptional this season, but he is playing in a position that is not his natural position. Do Liverpool need to sign a defensive midfielder in the January transfer window to sustain this title charge? Fixtures wise, I actually believe Liverpool probably have the hardest fixture list of games still to play of the other teams in the Premier League title race. The Reds still have Tottenham away to play, City away to play, Villa away to play, Chelsea away to play, Arsenal at home, which are tough games. They've also got to factor in they've got a Merseyside derby away, which will be the last game at Goodison Park for Everton, so they'll want to give it their all. Arsenal have been very frustrating to watch this season, especially as an Arsenal fan. They've had injuries to key players such as Martin Odegaard out for a sustained period of time, and they have also had many injuries at left back. Not to mention this, they've also had 3 very controversial red cards. The Bournemouth one, personally, I think is a red card, but the other 2, I believe that there will not be a sending off for that in any other game this season, which is a bit counterbalanced when you think that referees in the Manchester derby the other day said you can't send Højlund off in a game of this magnitude, but hey ho, we move. This has led then Arsenal to not be able to build any momentum from the start of the season. They have dropped points in games where they were the better team. They deserved to win against Liverpool. Konate should have given away a penalty. They dropped points against Everton with regards to being the better team in XG, and also Fulham. But that is still an issue that it underlines the whole Arsenal team. They are very poor at finishing off chances and are reliant at the moment on set pieces. So what are the reasons that they might be able to be title contenders and actually win this Premier League title. Arsenal find themselves 6 points off Liverpool, having played a game more in the Premier League. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to field a consistent lineup this season to gain momentum. The back line completely chops and changed, with Partey even spending time at right back. You've had Timber playing both flanks. However, on a positive note, Arsenal have played most of their hard away games. They've got the likes of Newcastle away out the way. They've also faced 4 of the big sixes away from home. Arsenal, I don't think, are too far off, though, hitting a real run. Their attack just needs to click soon, and they maybe need to get more out of their left-hand side, especially Gabriel Martinelli. In the run-in last season, Arsenal won 16 of their 18 games. The defence seems to be very strong at the moment. They only conceded 0.1 point something XG versus Fulham. Chelsea are this season's surprise package. Maresca's men were not expected to challenge this far into the manager's reign at the club. Chelsea's key strengths are definitely their attacking play. They play a high-energy, attacking brand of football. Their defence, however, is not great, and it's whether the saying comes true, do defences really win titles? Looking at Chelsea's toughest games, they have Villa at home, Newcastle away, Brighton away, Liverpool at home, City away, United at home, and Arsenal away. So a very tough fixture list to round out the Premier League season. That said, however, they are closer to Liverpool than Arsenal. They're 2 points off with 16 played, so a game more than Liverpool. One massive positive for Maresca's men is they have a week off every single time they play. They have got the luxury of having such a big squad. They can field 2 squads, one for the Europa Conference League and one for the Premier League, meaning that they go into every game with a full week of rest for the first team squad. One thing that could go against them is the manager is not eluding confidence at this present moment in time. He's consistently denying the title charge, which could transmit onto the players in a mental capacity. They do, though, have an unbelievable attacker who wins games for them on their own in Cole Palmer. Chelsea's 27 goals for is the second highest in the league to Tottenham, but out of the title chasing teams, they equally have the second worst defence. They are unproven as well at a title level. Is this the level for Chelsea to step up and prove they are not pretenders and can truly go for the Premier League? Final question regarding Chelsea is whether Mudryk's situation will affect the group as a whole. Manchester City are the inevitable giant in this race, but they have been massively out of form. One Rodri injury against Arsenal and the wheels have really fallen off for the citizens. But stay humble, eh? Only kidding. But realistically, what point does Pep cut up the tactics sheet, see what I did there, and try something new to fix Manchester City? Over the last 11 games, City have been on a downward trajectory, and they are by far the out-of-form team from these 4 title contenders. But can they stop the rot? In Pep, they have a world-class manager, maybe the best ever Premier League manager. I fully believe he will be able to tactically sort this out for Manchester City. They still have world-class players, with Haaland and De Bruyne now fit and available, and also having Phil Foden. So with Rodri out, they can more than make up for it. It's just about finding the balance in the team. For me, I'd maybe look at playing Grealish in a left 8 role consistently, just because that allows him to progress the ball up the field through dribbling as opposed to passing. I don't rate Foden as much as a lot of people, and I think he is slightly overrated. I felt that for a long time. But to get City back on track, they do need Foden to start performing to the level he did last year. Another key thing for Manchester City is the January transfer window. Out of the other title rivals, City probably are in the position where they can spend the most to repair their season. This is also coupled by the squad makeup for Manchester City, whereby they do need to spend the most money to rebuild that squad. City find themselves 9 points off the top with a game played more than Liverpool. So a very precarious position for the champion. To compound with that, they've also got Villa away, Chelsea at home, Arsenal away, Liverpool at home, Tottenham away, and United away. So a Manchester derby still to play this season. To conclude then, City could possibly go on a run. They're more than capable, and with the right signings in January, they could definitely play their way back into the title race with this run. We've seen them go 19 games unbeaten before. That's a possibility on the other side of January. They also have a world-class manager, as well as a world-class team. Chelsea, their title race has big breaks between games. They're going to have lots of energy, especially in an attacking sense, and can afford to rest their best player between games. They also have momentum, and January will be key for them, as Chelsea are obviously always going to spend money. Arsenal, they have the easier games. 4 out of the big 6 have been ticked off away from home already this season. Some small tweaks and Arsenal could really put forward a run and a title charge. Hopefully it can be similar to the 16 out of 18 games that they won last season. It's also to be said that Arsenal have the best underlying numbers out of the 4 in recent games. Liverpool, they're the favourites. Mo Salah is an inevitable world-class footballer. The worry that Liverpool have are, do the contract talks eventually start to affect performance, especially if players agree moves prior to the end of the season. Due to the position they're in, obviously having a game in hand, and being so far ahead of the likes of Arsenal, it seems like it is their season. My prediction then is Liverpool to be champions, Arsenal to come second, Chelsea to come third, and a struggling City to come fourth. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please be sure to comment on your predictions for the upcoming title race and season. Who is going to win the Premier League? As always, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and goodbye.